What is up, everybody? I have finished the upper body of the Iron Man suit. All of it. I finished the forearm this morning. It's like 1 right now. And, man, it is really fucking cool. I'm super excited to show you guys. I'm going to switch over. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to switch over there. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing right now. Alright guys, this is the full body suit right here. So you can see I have the arms on there, the hands on there. If you remember, the fingers are not completely on there because I just decided to do one of them because this is just a draft that I'm doing a draft for. So this is just to figure it all out, but it's a lot of busy work, so I didn't add that. But other than that, I mean I could build this suit. This suit, you can tell, actually fits together, which is pretty fucking cool. And it's completely jointed. Yeah, man, look at this thing. So here's the pelvis. I'll walk you through the joints really quick, and then we'll go through and I'll actually look and move all of these joints. So here's just to remind you guys kind of how it is if you've seen it before. Here's the pelvis. This joint right here. This joint right here goes down to the legs. So that's going to be the sagittal hip joint. And then coming up over here, here's the frontal hip joint, and then there's a smaller one at the front too that this little bar comes across just to give it a little bit of extra rigidity. And then coming up from that, you have this joint here, and then these joints in here slide back and forth. And then on the next version, there's only going to be one of these because I think this is going to get out of sync with itself if I don't do that. And then there's this joint here, so these joints right here, and then it comes up and then comes to this joint. So these two joints allow you to bend forward and backwards. This joint right here allows you to lean side to side, and this joint through here allows you to twist, boom, boom. And then up to the torso piece here. Remember, this is all going to bolt on in 2 different layers. There's 2 joints for each. So there's a deep and superficial exoskeleton. And then we have in here, coming up to here, this is the first sternoclavicular joint right here. And then there's a smaller one kind of coming down and sneaking down the front. That's just to add a little bit of extra rigidity, but most of it's coming from the back. And then also slipping through here, there's this joint coming up to the neck right here, and then there's another sliding joint, and then that joint right there. So there's just like the lumbar, but this is the neck, and then it comes up to the head. And then there's another joint hiding up in there. You see, so there's another joint going through there, and then there's that one going through there. So this joint right here comes up, and then so now we're talking about the arms, which is what this is about mostly anyway. This allows up and down right here, and then these sliding joints in here, and they're pretty complicated. These ones right here, these ones right here, these ones right here, and these ones right here all allow for forward and backward of the shoulders like that. And then this joint right here allows for up and down. Same on the other side. This one has a cap on it. This one doesn't. Up and down like that, and then this one right here is side to side like that. It looks kind of funny because the arms are up, but they'll be down usually, right? But if you came up and you went like this for whatever reason, you would be using those joints like that. And then the last part of the shoulder girdle, which I talked about, or the shoulder movement, which I talked about yesterday, are these sliding joints in here. And on these ones, there's 1, 2, and then there's 1 on the inside to give that extra rigidity. So that's a common theme. On the spots where you can accommodate more bulk, there's 2 joints. On the spots where you can't accommodate more bulk, there's 1 joint. So spots like on the inside of the torso here, you want that to be fairly open so you can move your arms forward. On the insides of the arms, you want those fairly tight so you can push your arms down. But then on the outside of your arms, you can make that bulky. And on your back, you can make that bulky because you're not reaching back like this, and there's nothing really touching your arms at all. So there's that, and then so these joints in here, remember to give the internal and external rotation. So they allow you to do this with your arm. And then these 3 hinge joints, you'll see, so like again, 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside, allow for this. And then here's the new part, which I'm going to go show you guys on the other folder, but the forearm right here. So here's that in here. And essentially all this is so here's the new part. So we saw this yesterday. So this joint slides, this joint slides, this joint slides. So those allow for that. And there's 2 of them, so it's more stable. So they don't have to move as much. So it allows me to make these parts that slide in here longer. So there's more surface area of them touching, so it's stronger. And then there's this joint. So I'm going to drive that joint for you so you guys can see. So here's this. So here would be bending your arm and flexing it up like that. Boom, like that. Pretty cool, huh? You can get up to about 70 degrees, so I'm not going to be able to go. I'm not going to be super mobile in this thing, but it's the Mark 1. We'll get better as we keep going. So there's that, and then it comes down. Oh, I didn't throw joint limits in this one yet, but it would come down to 0, so it would these two pieces down here would stop. Oh, right on 0. Look, see, those two would hit each other and stop, like that. So there's that, and then here it gets interesting. This now we lose the deep and superficial thing, and just have one, which will be essentially just the deep frame, the deep exoskeleton. And this joint right here is going to swivel, and that gives you pronation and supination. And it's angled, which is kind of funny. See, the arm, it looks like I'm bending my arm because of the angle via which the axis of rotation of your forearm is angled through your forearm. It's not straight down the middle of your forearm. So this looks angled, but actually this is like almost at 0 degrees. This is like almost closed. So this is essentially, the arm is essentially straight there. I did it this way just because I think I had a little bit of bend in my arm when I got the scan. I wasn't completely locked out. But this is essentially a straight arm. It just looks angled, and that's because of the way your arm actually rotates. See yesterday's video if you need more information on that. But there's that. So let's look at the joint here. So here you'll see that this is going to be a ring that slides around in here, and so that's going to allow you to go like this with your arm, like that, and then it comes onto the hand with all of its joints that you guys saw. That's pretty fucking cool, huh, guys? I mean, this thing is pretty fucking dope. I mean, just look at that thing. Look at it. It's crazy. It's so cool. And it looks together now. Like the last one I made, it did not look together. It looked bulky. This actually looks like a fucking suit. You're probably looking at a thing like, how the fuck am I going to get into that? You'll have to take my word. I am 100% able to get into this. I'm going to do at the very end of this, I'm going to take this and I'm going to break all the links, and then I'm going to pull it apart and actually show how we'll get into it. But I won't really be able to do that till the end. But this thing is designed to bolt onto me in 2 different layers, mind you, not just one layer. So the deep layer will bolt onto me front, so front and back will bolt together from the deep layer, and then the superficial layer will go on top of that. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty fucking cool. It's really coming together. I'm officially done with the upper body, which means I'm pretty much done with the hard shit. Knock on wood. I knock on wood all the time. Y'all gonna think maybe I am superstitious. I keep saying I'm not superstitious, but I do that all the time. Maybe it's just a habit. Maybe that's how these things form, these social norms. I don't know. Anyway, that thing's pretty fucking cool. Man, wearing this thing is going to be just the craziest, nuttiest experience. I mean, my range of motion is not going to be what I had in mind on, like, when I was working on Draft 2. Remember, I was trying to make it more streamlined and stuff. It's going to be less. It's going to be bulky. But I'm going to do it. And then imagine, I'm going to build flamethrowers for this motherfucker. Imagine when I'm fucking shooting flamethrowers off of that. Mind you, the suit is going to be completely polished aluminum. It's going to have the shininess of the Mark II from the movie, but it's going to look like the Mark I. It's going to be so cool, dude. This is going to be the craziest, coolest fucking thing. Yeah, I'm really fucking stoked for this. It's looking good. I'm so glad that I got that part down. It's been a hard week for me, guys, if you've been following this thing. I got a headache right now. I've been busting my ass. I think I'm just going to take the rest of the day off. I am going to make some chapstick with my mom later. If you saw that video, we're starting a family business. I might do that, but I think I'm just going to fucking just completely unplug for the rest of the day, because I've been busting my ass and doing this. And if you're new to this channel, you can go look and see I made a video every single day for 102 days working on this. And I really don't take breaks, but I think I am today. I have taken a couple breaks. There's been a couple breaks in there, but man, I am super excited about this. This is looking really good. Now the legs are going to come in, and those are essentially just models of the arm. I mean, they're going to be done the exact same way, you know, give or take a little something in there. There's one part of the legs where if you bend your knee like this, you can turn your foot like this, but then if you straighten your knee, you can still turn your foot, but all the rotation comes from your hip, and that range of motion actually disappears in your legs. I already have a prototype of how that's going to work. On Draft 1, I was able to figure that out, so it won't be too hard. But that's like the only thing really different that I have to do on the leg or the shank, like on those two areas. And then the foot is going to be much simpler than the hands. I'm still going to have to figure some stuff out with that. I mean, I already have the Draft 1 version of the foot was actually pretty good. So really, I'm sure I'm gonna look at it. I'm like, okay, I want to make some things a little bit stronger, a little bit better in a couple of ways. I'm sure I'm gonna mess around with the foot a little bit. I think I might change the way the joints work just a little bit, change a couple things, but for the most part, yeah, we're pretty good to go. It's gonna be, Man, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool, guys. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. If you're new to this channel, hit subscribe because I have a lot of shit coming, and right now I'm just designing the thing, but I am gonna build this thing and put it on, and like I said, there's gonna be fucking flamethrowers. You know you want to be a part of that. You know you do. I love you guys. You guys are great.